Hello everybody, James Mulvany here, hope you're doing very well today. In this video I want to address some of the concerns you may have about starting an internet radio station. I want to also address some of the rumours that are circulating regarding this subject. Now I've been working in the internet radio industry since 2002 and over the last 8 years I've picked up a tremendous amount of knowledge about the subject, and that's really why I'm putting together this video for you. Now I don't know how much or how little you know about the subject, but these rumours really are the biggest three. Okay, so rumour number one is you need a big fancy studio setup to begin an internet radio station. You need a mixing desk, microphones, audio processing units, specialist software, etc, etc, etc. Now this is completely false. You don't need any specific specialist equipment to get started. All you really need is a standard Windows or Mac computer and a broadband internet connection, and that's pretty much it. The software can be downloaded for free. The servers can easily be acquired from companies like Wavestreaming, which is the company that I work for, and everything else really can be acquired at a later date. Obviously, if you have got a fancy studio or you've got some nice equipment to use, it can help improve the presentations, how your radio station actually sounds further down the line. But to start off with, do you need any of this stuff? Absolutely not. Okay, so our second rumour or myth or concern, if you like, is you need expensive and hard to get licenses to broadcast a radio station. Now, let's just clear a couple of things up. With FM radio or terrestrial radio, kind of conventional offline radio stations, you need two licenses. The first one is a license to broadcast on a specific frequency, for example 96.4 FM, and to acquire a license like this you have to go through an application process, and this is incredibly hard and costs a lot of money. The second license you'll need if you're broadcasting on FM is a license to cover royalties, and this is only if you're actually broadcasting copyrighted materials such as pop music. Now with internet radio, you don't need a license to broadcast. Anyone can broadcast anything via the internet. However, if you plan on broadcasting copyrighted material and the legislation in your country dictates that you have to pay royalties to do this, then you'll need a license to do so. Now this varies from country to country, and I would strongly recommend doing some research and finding out exactly where you stand wherever you're based. However, in the UK, there's two companies which collect royalties, and they are known as PRS for Music and PPL. So go check out these companies. Both of them have got small packages which they've put together specifically for small webcasters, people who want to broadcast small little internet radio stations, which are very, very affordable and are just a single low-cost monthly fee. In the US, there are more collection agencies. There's about 5, I think. Don't quote me on that, by the way. But there are some umbrella licensing schemes, and these work by you pay them a single low monthly cost, and they distribute that in sections to all of the various different licensing companies. Okay, rumour number 3 about starting a radio station. You need to be some kind of expert in web technology and know HTML, web programming and all this sort of stuff in order to start a website for your radio station. Although a website is a great idea, and I would strongly recommend creating a website if you know how to do so or you want to learn how to do so, it's not actually vital. And the reason is, all the links to listen to a radio station can be pretty much distributed anywhere. It's just like linking to Google or any other website that you may share with your friends on things like Facebook, YouTube, MySpace, Twitter, and so on and so forth. Well, just like a link to Google, you can share a link to your radio station, and actually when people click on that link, they'll be able to listen into your radio station. It'll launch whatever player they've gone for, so it could be Windows Media Player or iTunes, and it'll actually just open up and immediately connect your radio station without them really having to do anything at all. So you don't need to create a website, although I would strongly recommend it. Okay, so now we've gone through the 3 biggest rumours behind starting an internet radio station on the World Wide Web. Hopefully that will have addressed some of your fears and some of your concerns. What I want to do now is demonstrate to you how simple internet radio is and the 3 steps behind how it really all kind of works. You may hear much discussion over the technical ins and outs of internet radio which put you off and confuse you. Don't listen to any of this because it can be actually damaging to, I guess, your kind of like your mindset when you're going through this kind of journey. But what I want to do is just lay out to you in kind of simple as 1, 2, 3 how it works. So let's just cut to a presentation and I'll go through that for you now. Why not go all the way and start an FM radio station or a satellite station, digital station? Well, basic startup costs for these kind of stations can run into millions, and this is for even the most simple little FM radio station. I'm not talking about something that broadcasts nationwide or anything like that. Just little FM local radio stations can cost millions of pounds or dollars to set up. The time it takes can be years. One of our clients, they've just got a full-time FM radio license. Now, they've run several RSLs, they're known as, which is restricted service license, which is where they broadcast as a trial on FM for a period of about 1 month. They've been doing that for the past 3 years. So it's taken them 3 years of doing RSLs, 3 years of broadcasting for a period of 1 month at a time, before the governing body here in the UK, Ofcom, who hand out FM licenses, have said, yep, we'll give you a full-time license. And on top of that, they were granted the license well over a year ago. So it's taken them a further year after being granted the license to actually get up and running, and they only launched a couple of months back. All of the applications, transmission and broadcast equipment, staffing costs and insurance are just a headache, and really you cannot achieve all of this as a one-man band. You know, you can start an internet radio station and quite happily do that just by yourself. You don't need staff, you don't need insurance, you don't need any of this stuff. It's all very simple and very straightforward to do. So online is quick, cheap and easy. Those are the benefits of using the internet as a platform to broadcast rather than actually starting an FM station. Of course, I have seen online stations go on and then, you know, take things further, start broadcasting on FM. But as a starting point, you won't get much better than the internet. Plus, the audience is obviously worldwide, whereas if you're broadcasting on one of these traditional formats, you're going to be limited really to the country you're in as a maximum, if not just a local area within that country. So how does it work? How does a live broadcast stream via the internet? Well, it's a simple 3-stage process, you see, and it can be done using very simple, straightforward software that's actually downloaded for free. Listeners can tune in right from their desktops using something like iTunes, Windows Media Player, which everybody has. And it's really straightforward to for listeners to actually tune in. But nowadays, mobile technology is also internet enabled. You kind of see these Wi-Fi radios which are opening up a huge amount of opportunities to internet radio stations. So they almost become like your terrestrial radio stations broadcasting offline. All of these devices support internet radio and allow us to take it round with us in some cases. You know, the Apple iPhone, Blackberries, iPad, these Wi-Fi radios, even the Nintendo Wii can all support internet radio stations. So here's how it works. First of all, there's the broadcaster. That's going to be you or me sitting at home in front of our desktop computer, broadcasting whatever we like, whether it be music, voice content, something pre-recorded, whatever it may be. Then there's a server. Now this acts like the broadcast tower would in a kind of conventional offline station. The server distributes your audio, your broadcast to the world. Finally, there's the listeners. These obviously connect to the server and hear whatever it is you're broadcasting out. So that is the simple 3-stage process, and that is really all there is to it. So just forget everything you've heard about things being complicated and over your head. Internet radio is actually very simple. You know, you can broadcast from your own PC, and this does sound kind of a bit cheesy, I know, but the power really is in your hands, and being able to broadcast to the world really does actually give you an immense amount of power when you think about it. So how can you learn more? You know, if you enjoy this video, you enjoyed watching me talking about the 3 common myths behind starting an internet radio station, or myths or concerns, whatever. But the good news is I've actually got a more comprehensive full-length presentation which I want to give you access to. So here's your next step. Just head on over to my website, which I've put up, which is at www.easyinternetradio.com. That's easyinternetradio.com, no spaces or anything. And you'll find more free videos just like this one. Hopefully this has proved useful to you and a good insight into my world of internet radio. Hopefully you'll be joining me very, very soon. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you again at easyinternetradio.com. Bye for now.